Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name is Tom Novak, and today we're going to work on a Bush Cherry. The Latin names, it's hard for me to pronounce, so if you can pronounce it, God bless you. Today is the 23rd. It's Tuesday. It's 59 degrees Fahrenheit with a 15 degrees Celsius. It's cloudy. Looks like rain, so we need it. The Bush Cherry is good to zone 4. I looked that up, and it likes full sun and a well-drained soil. Now, in climates where you got cool, wet weather for a long time, it is susceptible to brown rot. But the cherries on this thing, they're supposed to bloom in March, and the cherries you can eat. So you'll have a 2 full bonsai tree. Now this is the plant that I got in the mail. You can see it's grown more of like a windswept, but we're just going to let it grow this way until it gets vigor. And if you can see, this is the name that it came in under. Now we're going to use my own mix of 1 part worm castings, 1 part peat moss, 1.5 parts sand, 1.5 parts sifted perlite, 1 table of Mykos beneficial bacteria for a strong root growth, and we're going to dust the roots with some Azos so it can fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere for the roots so the tree can grow nice and strong. So the first thing we're going to do is take the tree out of the container. And we're going to try to get some of the soil off the roots just so we can see how the trunk looks. And as you can see, they got a lot of fine drainage in there, so that's good. So we're just going to knock off the soil. The roots look nice and healthy. And they got it in a perlite mixture too. It looks like they have it mixed with some sand in there. So we're going to dump most of the old soil out. And we're going to take the tree and put it in my little bucket, and we're going to shake the roots so we can get most of the soil off of it the best we can. We're not going to do a lot of root work with it, but we want to get it so it has a nice flat root base for now until it starts to grow. And as you can see, it has a beautiful root structure and a nice flat base. So we'll try to grow it as a windswept bonsai. I have my small pot here with the drainage screen inside. Now these containers are cheap. You can get them on Amazon. And they're good for storing outside because they don't crack. So what we're going to do is take some of our soil mixture out. And this is our soil mixture. You can see it, how nice it looks. I'm going to add it to the pot. And then we're going to take it and hold the roots flat like that. We got it mounded. And she'll have our own little windswept way. And put some more soil in there. Now remember, from watching my channel, you're bonsai experts. Never call your soil dirt, because dirt is what you sweep off the floor. Our soil is a nice, living, breathing environment for our tree roots to grow in. Not something that's dead. That looks pretty good. I think we can put a little stone in there. Maybe not. Let's see how it looks first. Let's get our mixture in. Now you remember, you want to get your new mix into the soil. Now you say, why do I take most of the soil off? That's because if you take a plant and you don't mush rub the roots out so they're away from the root ball, even though you put it in nice soil in the ground, the roots will be afraid to venture out, just like a little kid is afraid to do something different. But when you lead them by the hand and take the roots and have them spread out and rub them so they're out of the root ball, they're out in the open, they feel the new soil, they're not afraid to go out and venture into the soil and look for nutrients. So just think of it as a little child trying to find its way in the world, and you're giving it that chance to do it. And this soil is pretty good. It'll give it a nice strong start to grow. And I'm going to put it outside because since it's cloudy all day, it will give it a nice chance, and the weather's cool enough and not hot enough so the roots will start growing. And spring is the best time for plants because that's where you get your root growth. Now we can put our little rock in there for now. This will deter squirrels from digging in there. And there's something else. They look for food, and tear up my plants like you wouldn't believe, so I have to keep an eye out for them and constantly watch what they do. Now we're going to water it in. Give it a nice soaking. Now if my cord reaches far enough, I'm going to go get some sheet moss. I'll be right back. There we got our sheet moss. And the cord did reach. And this is a living sheet moss that I got in the mail off of Amazon. So we're going to put a little bit in there. Just to give it a little bit of a nice look. Just for the time being. Hopefully it'll take off and green up. We'll see. My first time using sheet moss. It's a little dry. I have to water this thing every day. I think I'm going to put it outside so I can get it enough sunlight so it starts growing real good. But that's how it comes. I just laid it out inside the bed here. And we don't have to be fancy on decorating it, because right now we want this plant to grow. And that's our prime objective, is making our little tree to grow. So with a nice cloudy day, the roots will have a chance to take off. Keeping the moss away from the trunk so the trunk don't rot. And then we are something plain, something simple. Just wipe it off your pot. Like I say, we're not going to do nothing else to it until it grows and gets bigger, and then I'll do some clipping later on. Once it starts growing, I'll give you an update on how it looks. So don't be afraid to try it out. Plus you'll get an edible crop out of it. So you kill two birds with one stone. You get flowers plus fruit to eat. But you can't eat the leaves or the bark because that's poisonous. It's toxic according to the literature I read. So just eat the berries. Don't eat the leaves. So you have a nice day. Today's Tuesday, comedy night. Put on an old time radio comedy. Fibber McGee and Molly. Or George Burns, Gracie Allen, Jack Benny, Bob Hope, Red Skelton. Give it a shot. Settle down with a cup of tea, relax tonight. And don't forget to attempt to do bonsai because it's easy. No matter what your age, how old you are. Let's see, I'm 72, I'll be 73 in June, so I'm still doing it. I'm still growing from seed and I'm still experimenting. So don't be afraid to try. You take care. Thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. I welcome all of you. And if you can, subscribe, it's free, and hit the notification bell, and it'll tell you when my videos come out. And it's all free, so if you can, do it. If you can't, well, no problem. I still welcome you here. So thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name's Tom Novak, and have a good night.